Chi-Chi.
No, this is not the Chi-Chi one.
This ain't no Chi-Chi.
So what you're about to see is a video that I took probably about 10 years ago at Boble Island after it had been long closed and fallen in disrepair, the amusement park itself. You'll find that the video is pixelated somewhat because I had the resolution somewhat pixelated. Oh my god. Of the camera that I shot on 10 years ago doesn't match the resolution that I'm editing today, so I stretched the image a little bit and lost obviously some resolution, but it's still in pretty good shape. I tried to clean it up as much as I know how to. I'm not an expert at that sort of thing, but I think it's presentable. And so it's basically a family visiting the ruins of Boblo Island, and this might bring back a lot of memories to you if you've ever visited Boblo Island in its heyday. This was actually my first and only trip to the Boblo Island grounds. I was never there when it was actually functioning, but it was quite interesting to walk through all the old dilapidated buildings and seeing the disrepair and growth growing up through the buildings. And I'm not quite sure why they've not torn down some of these buildings. It's interesting. Anyhow, there is an older version of this video on my channel that is in the original aspect ratio and resolution. It did quite well. It has a number of hits on it. If you prefer to watch that, I'll put a link to that one on this one as well. But anyways, please enjoy.
It was very exciting when you were a kid to be able to go to Boblo, go on the boat, the big boat ride. If you went from Detroit, it took about 3 hours, but obviously you could drive to Amherstburg and get right across on the boat. But
So why would anybody want to take the...
it's part of the fun. Part of the fun to take the big boat. And you're going on a little cruise too. But I think I always sort of envied the people who went from Amherstburg, because I went on the big boat and it took too long. You just wanted to get there.
Right, you just want to get there and get on the rides. Obviously, the amusement park is gone, but there were some remains, and that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Broken down buildings, evidence of its former glory.
Yeah, we went into this old, it looked like a church.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it would have been though.
No, you said while we were on the island that you thought it was a mariner's church.
It looked like it could have been, yeah.
Right, it did. It looked like it could have been a mariner's church. It looked old. It didn't look like it was something that was built during...
It was reminiscent of the Maritime Cathedral in Detroit as you come out of the tunnel.
Yeah, it is.
13 here. Yeah. Say hi, Dad. Hi, Dad.
We're in a haunted Boblo building.
Say dirty.
So that was pretty cool. Then there was a huge two-story building that was still standing with branches coming out of the windows, but we didn't get inside that one. Do you know what that might have been?
Yeah. I remember that there were all those buildings. I think there was bumper cars and maybe food stands and things like that, but I don't think I ever really got to them. I think I more just was on the rides.
Right.
I was a pretty young kid, and I think that's kind of where the big kids went.
Oh, really?
The big cool kids.
Yeah. So, yeah, by the time we became big cool kids, the amusement park was gone. So then we went on to the observation tower, which I thought was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently
Didn't we hear that it's being used by the FBI or something like that?
No, it was Homeland Security or something like that, which is that Canadian? Homeland Security?
No, it's U.S., I think.
Well, why would it be on Canadian
Maybe
soil?
Canadian Homeland Security. Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I
either.
just hear Homeland Security, and I think
You
US.
think? Yeah, I think U.S. too.
And I think it would be like them to come and use part of our land to their advantage.
Right. So at Canadian Homeland Security, I picture like maybe this guy with a pair of binoculars at the top of the tower, just kind of looking around.
That's probably about right.
Right.
The fact that you were able to get in there and climb up, it's not
Right,
like
and
it's a very sophisticated operation.
No, it's not very sophisticated. I imagine he has a rough time of it if he has to go up there every day. But it's quite a neat climb, and there was hornet nests up there and stuff like that. But it was kind of spooky walking through that thing.
Oh, that.
Yeah, it was.
Didn't you break through some boards by mistake too or something?
No, I didn't break through some boards. Boards were already broken, but I think I told you that just to heighten the the mystery or the
Lies, all lies.
Right. And what else did we do there? We saw a UFO.
Yeah. The aliens were sleeping though.
Right. In a swamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that was a highlight. That was one of the highlights.
Come on,
of
that looks just
the
like
trip.
trash in a
And
swamp.
then at the very end of the pathway is a lighthouse, and but it doesn't have the top of the lighthouse. It just has the tower. And we circled it, and you couldn't get in. There's no door.
Mm-mm. I assume there was a door at one time, but they must have closed it off. Although, yeah, you would think there would have to be a door to get access in there to change a bulb, but maybe it was so old that I don't know. It'd be interesting to find out. I think there are histories of lighthouses that you can look up.
And then after that, we went back to the restaurant and drank some Dos Equis and listened to Ron Leary and Kelly Hoppy and Scotty Hughes play some music.
Mm-hmm. And sat with friends. Chatted with friends.
Yeah.
Who were also on Boblo, surprisingly. It was strange to run into the people that we did while we were there.
Yeah, but it was fortuitous
Mhm.
as well.
Mm-hmm. Well worth the trip to Boble Island.